Hey guys, Rob here. Welcome back to the channel. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. And today we're going to work on prepping a fender for paint. So I'm going to get it all ground down. I have surface rust on the rear. So I'm going to wire wheel this all down and then I'll treat it with a primer, some sort of sealer. We've got our piece made here, which I may end up cleaning this up. It's an easy fix. You just got to run another weld along the bottom and even it out so I can grind it all down flush, possibly weld it from the back, and I'll make another video on that if I do it. And I've got this whole edge sandblasted. Another thing to point out, on the rear of the fender, I had previously rolled this lip, and because it was rusted, I peeled it back. That's why it's all jagged. I sandblasted all in behind it. And there's a good 3 coats of self-etching primer and 2 coats of primer sealer over that. So I'm gonna fold that lip back down and it'll just stay as primer. I don't think I'll have any issues for quite a long time. I sandblasted it pretty good, so that's the plan. Let's get this all cleaned up, ready for paint. I've got it cleaned up. It's not perfect, but I mean, the wire wheel was not taking off the paint that was on the back. It seemed to just glide on top, so I had to use 120 grit on a palm sander, which I would have used 80, but I don't have any. So I got this all bent back down. I sprayed one more coat of primer and bent it down while it was wet, and I think it'll be fine. So I just got to do some hand sanding around the edges up along here, and I do have a little more sandblasting to do before I can get this primered on the back. So I got to put some body filler over this. I was gonna re-weld it, but I'm not really worried about it. So do some body filler here, some high build primer around these sandblasted edges, and then I'll sand them down. I'll probably spray high build around here. All the pitting, I'll end up some filler around all these edges. This is a little banged up, so it's not perfectly flat. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, to be honest. I think it'll be fairly close, but once it's painted, I think the ripples will show. But not a big deal. All in all, I'm super happy with this. So I didn't have any 320, so with a palm sander I did 220 grit up to here and a little bit above here and around this edge and in this area. And then I did 600 across the top, and then went back over it with 800 just to clean up all the scratches. So yeah, we're pretty close. I got the fender pretty well cleaned up. I just got a little bit of Bondo on here drying. I'll show you where I'm at. I just had a couple of low spots here. There was a dent here. I pushed it out a little bit and skimmed some Bondo over it. So I'm gonna sand it a little bit more. I'll spray some primer over it and then sand it again and make sure none of this is too high. And then I'll primer the backside first, because I don't want it to sit open like this. So as soon as I have the Bondo ready, I'm gonna flip it over. I'll primer the outside, or sorry, the inside, get that dealt with, sealed up, so that I can move on to the next fender, which I have started over here. Which is in much better shape. The other fender was painted black, so I'm guessing somebody had already either replaced the fender or had tried to repaint over the rust before, I should be able to just sandblast this. If not, I'll have to make just this bottom edge, because it's not that bad at all. And then same as on the other one, I'll peel this lip back and I'll sandblast it. I'll primer it, lots and lots of sealer, and then I'll fold it back over. Yeah, just little spots here and there, but so I'll get this all cleaned up, sandblasted, and I have to straighten this out. There was a little incident, got all twisted up down here, so I'm gonna have to try and get that straight. But other than that, I mean, it's in pretty good shape for a 20-year-old fender. So most of the damage is just done from rolling the fender and paint chipping, and then the tire dragging. So it's not too bad. There we go. As clean as she gets. Just gonna sand this down now and get it ready for primer, because there's really not much else to do. Maybe a little bit of filler in some areas that I've blasted, but other than that, that's a nice easy repair. Okay, we got this all sandblasted and sanded down, ready for filler if need be. I'll show you here, when I was pulling the lip back, prying the lip back that I rolled previously, I don't know what the difference was, because I didn't leave any dents on the other side, but as I was prying, I got a bunch of dents right here from the screwdriver. So I'm gonna have to tap those back, smooth them out, and unfortunately put some filler down. And I gotta straighten this out. And then other than that, maybe a little filler here and there just to level things off. I might even get away with just high build primer, and yeah, that'll be that. Alright, all the body work is done. Now I'm gonna mix a primer up, get these things. I'll probably do 2 coats of primer, just in case there's any imperfections. Hopefully that'll fill everything up. A lot of stone chips and rust spots I had to sandblast, so there's a bunch of spot putty. But all in all, they're looking good. This is base coat number 1 on the fenders. The lighting in here is kind of dim, but my DIY paint booth. Couple more coats and then we'll do the clear. It'll be good to finally see these things back on the car. All the body work done except for the front bumper, and then I can move on. It's exciting times. So I got the finished product here. The fenders are done. They're not bolted on, but there they are. It turned out a lot better than the door. I definitely did not have thick enough coats, especially on the clear. Like, the clear is almost non-existent and it scratches really easily. So I don't know that I'm gonna fix that this year. I might wait. I got more body work to do underneath the car next year, so, well, in the winter, so this is as far as I'm gonna go with the body work this year. But I mean, they turned out great. Unfortunately, the doors don't look so good, but I mean, at least these are pristine, and I'm getting better with the painting. So, and there's the fender that I had cut out. That's it for this video. Remember to drop a comment below if you like what you see, and if there's something else you want to see, I'll try and make a video for that too. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.